The story goes like this. The story last lesson is set in the days of Franco-Prussian War. Germany, or the Prussians, occupied two French districts of Alsace and Lorraine. By an order from Berlin, the capital of German language was imposed on the French districts and French-speaking people of Alsace and Lorraine. This story highlights the dismay and distress, disappointment, sadness, agony of the teacher M. Hamel, his students and the villagers, caused by the order from Berlin, which said that no French language will be taught from the following day. The narrator, Little French, started for school very late that morning. He would question the students. He feared his class teacher. Who was the class teacher? M. Hamel was the class teacher. He was afraid of him. He would question the students on participles, present participle, past participle, you are aware of grammar. The narrator did not know even the first word about the participles. The narrator is Little French, school-going boy who was running to school and thinking all this in between his home and school. Whatever unusual things he notices, he will describe and he will recall all this. The narrator, Little French, did not know about participles. He was afraid of the teacher and thought of getting scolded by him. He thought of running away and spending the time out of the school, out of doors. The weather was very warm and bright that particular day, where the last lesson was to be taught. On the second thought, he decided otherwise. He hurried off to school. First, he thought of going out of the school, running out of doors, not coming to school, spending our time outside. And again, second thought he again thought another way, and that was he decided to go to school hurriedly. And French walked past the town hall. As he walked past the town hall, he saw a big crowd in front of bulletin board. For the last 2 years, all the bad news had come from that bulletin board. A board where the news are pasted, any kind of news regarding France, like invasion of German army. These all were received. These news were received from that bulletin board. Like our notice board, any important notice in our school, a pasted notice board. The people got the news from the lost battles by France, their country, and the other important information only from the bulletin board. Usually, when the narrator began there was a lot of hustle and bustle. People gathered in large numbers in the bulletin board. The opening, and while he came to school, he found there was a hustle and bustle of his classmates, other students. The opening and closing of desks and lessons orally repeated loudly in unison, means in the same voice, repeatedly, created a lot of commotion, disorder, noise. Commotion is disorder and noise. But now it was all so still. French could depend on the commotion to get his desk without being noticed, because unlike the other day, he would have been scolded by his teacher M. Hamel for being late. But that day he was very cool, calm and having patience. That's why he didn't scold him. So he could enter the class without being noticed. He now went in before everybody. He blushed and was quite frightened, because of being scolded. But nothing happened. No punishment. The teacher M. Hamel didn't scold him. He asked him very kindly to take his seat. M. Hamel on that day was in formal clothes that he wore only on inspection days, where generally inspection from the government side, how the teacher teaches, how the classes are maintained, how the students are properly sitting in the class, attending lectures, writing properly the notes provided by the teacher, or doing class works. These are inspection days. Normally on inspection days he wore normal dresses, but that particular day he was wearing normal dress. The whole school seemed quite strange and silent. The most surprising thing was the presence of the village elders. They were sitting quietly on the backbenches. M. Hamel mounted his chair and spoke in a grave and gentle tone. "My children, this is the last lesson I shall give you." He told them that an order had come from Berlin. Only German would be taught in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine, 2 districts occupied by Prussian soldiers. The new master would join the next day. It was their last lesson in the French. He wanted them to be very attentive.